The Jacobson Finance Case Project at the end of Chapter 7 will include 2 command buttons, 1 text box, 1 display label, and 2 prompt labels. First of all, after you add all your controls, make sure on your form you set the text property of your form. Make sure that you set the tab index order appropriately. We're going to start with this prompt label because this prompt label will hold the keyboard access key to this text box. And then we'll select the display new password button, the exit button, and then the other 2 labels. Make sure you name your objects appropriately, in this case display button and exit button. Again, note that the text property is where you set the keyboard access key, the ampersand symbol. And I put a keyboard access key on this label just to remind you, even though the label cannot receive the focus, it is so that the text box would actually receive the focus when the prompt label keyboard access key is selected. This display label should have an appropriate name because it will be referenced in the code. But the 2 prompt labels can remain label 1, label 2. Since they're never going to be referenced in the code, we don't have to worry about renaming those labels. A couple of things I'd like to point out for both the text box and the display label. Not an absolute requirement, but let's set in this particular text box, the program is requiring a maximum of 7 characters for the password, so let's let the text box help to determine that the user does not put in more than 7 characters. Also, there's a character casing property. We set that to upper. Every time the user types in the text box, it will automatically be uppercase. One more thing I'd like to set, how about the text align property? Display label, I'd like to make that text align property center as well, middle center. Remember, this one has the 9 different alignments for a label. We don't have to worry about uppercase, lowercase, because that's already going to be taken care of when the text box text property is already going to be to uppercase. So when it gets converted, it'll be an uppercase when it's passed to this label. One more thing I forgot on the form. Let's go back to the form. We want to set the accept button and cancel button properties. Remember, the accept button is associated with the enter key. So we're going to make the display button associated with the enter key on the keyboard, and the cancel button property associated with the escape key. We'll make that the exit button. Alright, let's go to our code. First of all, the exit button, I really don't have to tell you or show you what to do there, but there it is. I'm going to point out a couple of other things, not absolutely necessary, but nice features. I put the select all in the password text box enter event, so anytime enters the text box, then all of the text will be selected. Also notice that anytime the text in the text box is changed, the label is cleared out. Again, makes sense. If the original password, which is in the text box, is changed, then whatever is in the label is going to be different, so we empty that out.